this could be an extra source of income for anyone out there.
Yeah.
Like, this is my house. I'm just having this at the back of my house, So you could also, set up your own farm, your own rabbit farming at the back of your house, a little space that you have. And the truth is that the population of Nigeria is growing. People are going to eat. People are going to eat. And if I'm going to tell you this, I think in the next couple of years to come, some of the richest people in this country will be farmers in the next couple of years to come, because no matter how bad things are, people will eat.
So hello guys, it's Chidirawa for here again, and today I'm with an amazing person right here. In a bit he's going to be introducing himself to us, but before that I want you guys to know that these rabbits are inside his backyard. Like, this is his residence. He's doing the whole of this in his backyard. He's going to take us through how he's able to do this and possibly inspire you out there. First of all, sir, I would want you to introduce yourself to us.
Okay, my name is Mr. Innocent.
Okay.
My farm name is Prestige Castle Farm.
Okay, yes. Okay. So, what inspired farming?
Well, I had one of my boy who in fact is the one that does my electrical work in my house. So he came to me one day and said, "Sir, there is money in poultry." So he was having this poultry farm. He was doing a poultry and I was like, "Sir, maybe you should consider going into poultry." And I thought about it. It's almost like he I don't know if he's going to ever watch this video, but I really want to say thank you very much, Kingsley. Thank you for planting that seed. So when Kingsley said to me that, "Sir, I used to do," he's just a young man who is hustling, he's an electrician, but he does poultry by the side to make extra money for himself, you understand? So he came to me and said, "Sir, I think you should consider going into poultry." So I think that was where he planted that seed in me. And I thought about it. I have always loved animal from childhood. I used to raise chicken from childhood. Then would buy this local chicken for like 15 naira. You save money, like when your parents give you money, you save, and then you buy this local chicken and you allow it to be roaming around the streets, and before you know what is happening, the chicken has laid egg, hatched the egg, and before you know what is happening, you're having like 10, 15, and then on Sundays, my mother would be like, "Ebuka, how far? Go carry one chicken."
The chicken is going to be eaten.
So I started bringing another source, a protein source, saving my parents that cost. That was so I've always loved seeing things come to life. So it was easy. So what Kingsley did was, when he said that poultry, what he did was he implanted that seed, that almost like ignited that passion that I have in me. So I said, okay, cool, let me consider it. So I set up a poultry farm. So poultry farm is doing well, very well. Years later, that same Kingsley came to me and then he said, "Sir, I want to dash you rabbit. But sir, you're going to buy one. I will dash you one."
Okay.
But a rabbit. Okay, yes. He says, "I just, you could just let them be roaming around your house as a pet or something like that." So I said, okay. And I remembered, like I grew up I was a AJ boy, so I grew up in Ajegunle, know. And I don't know if if people who are watching this video know, I think that's Gorola Street or Road or so.
That would be in Lagos.
In Lagos. So if you go into Boundary Market, there's this shop by the side. They used to keep rabbits. And I remember when I was a very young, maybe around 10, 12 years old. And I remember, like, when I'm going to my mother's shop, I would pass through there and I would just be admiring this animal.
The rabbit.
I would be admiring this animal, it's so beautiful. And so I have always loved rabbit. So when Kingsley said, okay, look, that I should consider that he's going to give me one, and then I'll buy one from you. He said, okay, no problem. So he brought in 2 rabbit. I paid for one, and I think that was where the love started for rabbitry. I just loved the animal, and gradually I started expanding, started learning more, and thanks to you, because your content, your videos, your content was very, very valuable to me. And I think rabbitry is not difficult. It's not like, it's a lot of all the informations you need are out there. Whether it's in YouTube, whether it's you joining groups in Facebook, you can learn a lot of things out there. But of course, you need a mentor, right? You need that practical experience, like, you know, so that will save you from making a lot of mistake. So that is how I started, and this is where I am now at the moment.
Okay. So how easy do you think it is to get into this business?
It's very easy, very easy. Look, the economy is biting, right? Let's face the fact, especially for those of us who are in Nigeria, and especially for young people, right? I think this could be an extra source of income for anyone out there. Like, this is my house. I'm just having this at the back of my house, you know. So you could also, you know, set up your own farm, your own rabbit farming at the back of your house, a little space that you have. It's very easy. All you need to do is, even if you don't have the money to, you know, to get a cage, you could just even start from as a free range, you know. I'm not a huge fan of free range, you know, so, but then you could, you know, save a bit and then get a cage for yourself, even if it is just a 4-unit cage, right? So it is quite easy to start, and it's something that I recommend anyone, even if it is just for personal consumption.
Okay.
Actually, now that protein is very expensive. You know, protein is very expensive at the moment. So, and you know, rabbit are prolific animal. You could start even if it like a buck and a doe, and before you know what is happening, you have a lot of rabbits. So it's not a difficult thing to start. It's quite easy. They are easy to maintain, and anyone can start it here.
Okay. So this your farm. Do you manage it alone, or you have any workers that help you out?
I have a worker that assists me in managing the farm, because I'm also working as well, so I have a full-time job. So I have someone that takes care of them.
So what's the vision like for the farm in the next 3 to 5 years? Are you planning to expand out of your backyard?
Of course. You know, I have my poultry farm, and we have enough space there, so we can start up rabbit farm in a bigger way than this. But for me, I always, because these animals for me, they have a very special place in my heart. I feel like for me to expand bigger than this, I need to be present. Okay, I need to be like really, really, really present, not just anyone managing it for me. Like my poultry farm, I've already created a system there where I don't necessarily have to be there. Everything will just be working on its own. But for the rabbitry, I feel like I need to be present at least for a start, especially when you want to increase the capacity. So of course, in the next 3 to 5 years, the vision is to increase capacity and also do a lot of giving back in terms of mentorship. And also, you know, and I'm already doing that. In fact, yesterday somebody came and carried a rabbit dog. That's the droppings, and which was, I actually gave it for free that yesterday, and because that helped farmers around my neighborhood. So that's actually one of the things I want to do, you know, maybe give back to society in the next 3 to 5 years, get people who are looking for mentorship, and at the same time expand the stock that we have.
So for someone that wants to start up a rabbit farm, can you just give us a drive-through on what they need to put in place before they start up their rabbit farm to guarantee success?
Okay, first of all, I talk about education. You need to study, you need to have the passion first, and then you need to make your research. Join groups on Facebook, join WhatsApp group, learn. That's what I did. I learned, so you need to learn enough. That's the first thing. The second thing is I always tell people, even if you have the capacity to start big, my recommendation usually is start small. Because what that does is that it gives you the opportunity to learn from your mistake at a capacity that you can manage. Right? So another thing again is you need to ask yourself, what do you want to achieve with it, right? What is your aim? What is your goal? For example, if your goal is, okay, you want to provide for meat rabbit, if you want to provide for breeding stock, or if you want to provide for both, so those are the things you need to also keep in mind, before going into the rabbit. This, and also mentorship. Mentorship is very, very important. I have my own mentor. Is in Port Harcourt. That even you yourself, you are also my mentor as well, because sometimes I reach out to Dara, look at this thing, look at how far I was up, because nobody knows it all, So
even me, I still reach out to people.
Because it's very important, because you don't know it all. Sometimes there are certain issues that you are experiencing. Like, let's say, example, now we're just having a discussion on this. The nesting box. We just had that kind of discussion, which is an issue that, a lot of rabbit farmers, especially for beginners, they might not know how to deal with it. Or even those who are experienced, they might be having issue as well in it, you understand? So sometimes we just share that experience and that synergies together. So I think you need a mentor that will guide you in the rabbit. So those are the things that you need to consider, put in place before going into it. But it's a very, very good, business or passion to going into.
Okay, so I would want to know, what are some of the difficulties you faced while starting up, when you were starting up a farm, so that those people who want to start up are going to get aware of this thing?
I think the first I wouldn't call it much difficulty, but it was the first concern that I have, because I've done a lot of research. I know that my breeding stock, I need to have good breeding stock. So I needed for me to meet reputable farmers was one of the challenges I had. But thank God, the likes of yourself and 567 and some of the guys that I know, I was able to reach out to them to get some very good stock. The second thing, which is the challenge, and I think a lot of farmers generally, it's not just poultry, generally livestock farmers are complaining, is the high cost of feed. Okay, so I think if there is a way that government can come in, maybe they can be subsidy for farmers. I think those subsidies we are talking about, they should channel some of them to farmers, because they are the backbone of any country. You need to support the farmers. I've never received any support from government. I mean, from my farm, and a lot of farmers have not, you understand? So I think there's need to support farmers. So the next big challenge would be that high cost of feed, you understand? So I think one of the challenge we currently having now, but we find a way to address it. But it was a challenge that really disturbed us last time, which was we had high mortality for winners. For bunnies and our winners, and especially for our bunnies, for our like little bunnies, and when we were able to do our analysis, it was tied down to the nesting box. Yes. So that's why I said you need to be present in your farm. You need to always evolve. You need to learn, and you need to consult people who are more experienced than your mentors and all of that. So we're still working on that, but thank God this time around at least that has reduced. So another challenge I think we have would be management, really. Management, and it's not just for rabbit. It's livestock in general. Getting reliable people who is going to manage your farm, especially if you are not the one managing it yourself. Getting reliable people who are going to manage your farm, you need to put that into account. So those are the little challenges, but all these challenges are not, they are not so big like that. So, but at least it's important that, people who are coming into would have that at the back of their mind. Yeah.
There's a question I want to ask. Do people eat this rabbit? Because people feel like rabbits are pets. Like when they see it, they're so fine. They look so nice. They look so calm and all. Do people eat it?
Okay, you see, very good question. Very good question.
Yeah.
And this is the same question I usually have whenever I post it on my WhatsApp status. You see, this thing is too fine. It's too beautiful to be eaten. How does someone eat this beautiful rabbit? Yes, people do eat it. Is you could just go and research on the benefit of rabbit meat. I don't need to tell you all of it. Just go research on that. It's actually highly recommended by doctors, for diabetic patients and all of that. It's a very good source of protein. So people do eat it, but again, it all depends on the region, right?
Okay.
I know in Southwest, rabbit is eaten at a large quantity. So that's why I say you need to also do your own visibility study. You need to, before you go into it, you need to look at your area and ask yourself, the people around me, is there market for it around me? Especially if you want to go for it as meat rabbit. So if you are raising rabbit, for example, in Southwest, and you go into meat rabbit, there's already market for that because the people who are eating it, they're already open to that. But in the Akwa Ibom where we are, it's not that rampant. People, except, people who know about it and few people, they will be the one to request for it as meat rabbit. So yes, people do eat it. We do have orders for meat, for we to prepare it, and then we send to people. But our major market has been the breeders. Okay. Those who those who want to set up a farm, those who are looking for breeding stock. That has been
so you supply breeding stock.
Yes, that has been a major market. But we also do meat as well. Yeah. So yes, people do eat it. It's a very good meat. You can just Google about it. Yeah.
Okay. I would want to know what do your rabbits feed on?
Okay. We do our own formulation, which of course I give kudos to you. And that formulation, of course, I got that idea from your YouTube. You see the value of education and research. Of course, but we modified it and we've kept modifying it. You
need to add in your own.
Yes. You need to add in your own. Look at what worked for you. And you need to observe your rabbit. Look at how they are responding to it. Like as I'm into mostly breeding stock, I am not interested in rabbit that are very fat.
Yeah,
you understand? If I want rabbit, if I want to raise rabbit for meat, I know what to do. I know what to feed them with. It's almost like you are just going to feed them like broilers, right? Because you are looking let them just grow big. But if you are looking for, if you are raising rabbit as a breeding stock, there are certain characters you are looking at. You are looking at, okay, what are the line of that rabbit? Okay, how is the mother like you? So you must make sure that rabbit is coming from a good line. The rabbit itself is a good mother. You don't want the rabbit to be too fat so that the rabbit will be able to conceive and produce. So the food you have to give to them would also be in line with that. So for now, my breeding, what I feed them with combination of the wheat offer.
Okay.
The PKC. Previously, I used to use the super starter. I used to use the Optima super starter because of the one of the important ingredient in that, which is the coccidiosis.
Okay.
Which aid for coccidiosis. Yes, but I don't use it anymore. Because the reason why I don't use it anymore is that I observed that, especially when the season is not very favorable for rabbits, their conceiving rate tends to be lower as a result of that. This is an experiment that we did. So what we did was that we changed the feed and we had conception increase massively. So currently what we are using is layer feed. So we use the layer. We don't even use the grower. Don't you know, because, and this is something that I spoke with an animal food nutritionist who produces one of the biggest. The farmer was referring to. That feed is very, very good, very, very good. So he was the one who advised me to use that the layer formulation is better. Because of course, not just the fiber content, but also the protein and everything that is better. And I use it and it's working for me. It's giving me what I need. So I just use the PKC, the wheat offer, and the layer feed at certain proportion. And so far, I'm not having issue with conceiving. They like my rabbit, when I cross them, they conceive easily.
Yeah.
And they give me the right shape. They give birth and good quantity of breed, and yeah, that's it. So that's what I feed my rabbit. But not just that as well. I also feed them with the alfalfa.
Alfalfa?
Yes, alfalfa. We planted it in our farm. The problem with alfalfa is that it's expensive. You know, the seed is very expensive, and I don't think there are many farms. Most, outside country, what they feed their rabbit is with hails, right?
Yeah.
And alfalfa hails specifically because of the quality that it has, you know. So that's what they feed their rabbit. The alfalfa is in Western nation. So some people believe that alfalfa cannot grow in Africa. But that is, or maybe in Nigeria, no, but that is wrong. I actually have some alfalfa that I've just dried. When we go to my farm, I'll show you some of them to give. So I give my alfalfa to my winners. That's what I give to them. I give them combination of the alfalfa leaf and my formulated feed, because I want them to grow very fast, especially the winners. Yeah. So I feed, but I don't. Previously, I used to give grasses. I used to cut grasses and give, but now I don't do that. I only give grasses that is within my farm or within something that I can control. Maybe the plantain leaf, the banana leaf that I planted that I know, or whatever leaf that I've planted. That is one I occasionally give to them, especially when, for example, when they're having constipation, I could give them the plantain leaf, or they're having diarrhea or something like that. Because I know these are mine. I can monitor them, because the danger of that is if you go and just go anywhere and pluck any leaf and stuff, they could have put pesticide around, and you carry it and give to your rabbit, and that can wipe out your entire rabbit stock. So that's why I don't do much of forages. I do more of my formulated feed. Occasionally give them the forages that I have within my control, or give them the alfalfa that I planted. Okay, so these are my rabbits, so I just want to show you around. So we have 25 doe units. Yeah, that's what we manage.
When you say 25 doe units, what do you mean?
Like we have 25
okay,
rabbits.
Okay, 25 female
rabbits. Oh. Yes, that are producing for us.
Okay.
They are just created to produce for us, because like what we do is that we get our winners and we sell our winners. We select the best stock of the winners. We keep it as part of our breeding stock, or breeding stock that we're going to sell. You understand? Like as I said, we are looking into expanding, but it's not an immediate thing, because like as I said, I have a full-time job. So if I want to expand beyond this, I need to be present. So I need to, at least for the first, for the beginning of that expansion, I need to be available. So maybe when that can, but for now, we're just maintaining this 25 doe unit, and of course, our demand outweighs our supply. So we definitely need to expand, but not at the moment, not like immediately. Yeah. So these are rabbit. This is a New Zealand. This is the only buck here.
Okay.
This is the only buck that we have here. We kept him here. He's a very good buck, very, very active. That buck that would mount. Immediately after mounting, and it comes down, it's mounting again immediately, like it's all like that's one thing. No, this one is going. This type will be very, very sharp. So
Active man.
very active. That's why I'm not going to sell this buck.
Okay.
So what happened was I had a very good buck as well that I had to sell, but it was actually the engine of my rabbit.
Your rabbit farm.
Yes, but I did not want to sell that rabbit. So what happened was that somebody came to the farm and said, "Look at this buck, he's so big." The man said, I like this buck, I want it. I said, "Sir, I'm not selling this buck. This is my breeding stock. This is like the engine of this." The man said, "I want your engine." I said, "Okay, name your price." I said, "Name your price." So I just named the price that just came to my head that I thought this man will not pay. The man said, "Oh yeah, bring it." Bring it down.
Really?
Just pointed like 4 of my rabbits, and this man did not.
Which were very big ones.
Big ones, 4 of my rabbits, which are my breeding stock. And the man just paid the money. I carried the rabbit. I go. So, of course, I had to replace the rabbit, but that's the business for you. So when those kind of opportunity come, you should grab it, because then you can expand and at the same time make profit as well. But this buck is one of my most active buck. And then this is my Palomino. Very, very nice Palomino. She's really very active.
It's a female.
It's a female. She is the only buck here. This one, the others, they are all doe. So yeah, this is, my Palomino. This one is my Isla.
Okay.
This is my Isla. This is my New Zealand White.
Do you have anyone that have given birth?
Yes, I have.
Show it to us.
Yes, let me show you this. This one I've given birth, and the reason why, you see, this one I've given birth, and she gave birth to 5. Let me remove this water.
5. Oh wow!
Look at them there. Look at them.
Come. Sure.
Look at them. She gave birth to 5. They are just 3 days old.
Yeah.
You see how nice they look. 3 days old. The reason why, what usually happened previously is that I used to interfere when they give birth, I will interfere by like removing them and taking them to the nesting box and all of that.
Yeah.
But I decided not to. I just leave them there, let them do their thing, and they are all alive and doing well.
Oh, okay.
They're doing well so far. So this one is there. This one now is not. She's not yet due. She's just about 4 months old. Okay. This rabbit, but she's part of she's the one that is going to be my breeding stock. So yeah, she's a new, probably in the next, when she's 6 months, would cross her, because I only cross at 6 months. Yeah. Cross at 6, from 6 months and above.
So they are mature enough.
So So this is my American chinchilla. This one, she's pregnant. This one is pregnant.
How do you know when they are pregnant?
Of course, you palpate them.
Palpate?
Yes.
What do you mean by palpating?
Palpating is just a technique that you as a farmer need to learn, to basically just checking at their abdomen, the lower part of their abdomen, to see if there is, the baby, if there's baby forming, and you can be able to check that from like some farmers like yourself who can even check from like 10 days. Like of us would need like 14 days at least before we can be able to discover it. I am not too perfect with it. I'm still, I think that's one aspect that I'm not that I'm still, not that I can palpate, but I'm not like an expert. I've not mastered the art, but they are like Pastor Tayo, that one is a professor when it comes to palpating, but I can palpate. So this one too is pregnant. You can see her. She's such a beautiful. She's such a beautiful rabbit. She's such a beautiful rabbit. You see,
it's really big. What breed is this?
This is this one is. It's a cross between a sable and a chinchilla. So it's almost, you can see it has that
that color
like that mist.
Yeah,
that mist. This thing. But she's such a beautiful one. She's pregnant.
Okay.
This is pregnant. This is also pregnant. This one will deliver on the
What breed is this?
This is an Isla.
Okay.
This is
It looks more like a California.
Yeah, it looks like a California.
Hi.
It looks like a California, and I think it's the only one that looks very close to California that we have. But it's an isla. It's an isla.
He has a very deep spot of the black. And...
Yes. And then this one is this one also giving birth. Okay. I have this is one of my favorite, you know.
Oh, this one gave birth. So how old are these?
This one are like 3 days too.
3 days, yeah.
So let me show you here.
So how often do they give birth? What's their pregnancy time like?
Their gestation period is like 30 days. So like a month. So if you cross them on the 1st of this month, by the 1st of next month, you should be expecting your rabbit to give birth. So it's very important that you as a farmer, you have a record. Very important that you as a farmer, you have a record, because if you don't have a record, you won't know when your rabbit is going to give birth, when they're going to litter, and they might maybe litter at night or litter in a place where they shouldn't litter. And it's always good to prepare for them. Yeah, so it's 30 days and you are good to go. Yeah. This one too also give birth too as well. Yeah, this one also give birth. You can see the baby. They are all 3 days old.
Okay. These are 3 days old. Yeah. Oh wow. So the mother do breastfeed them too, right?
Yes. The mother do breastfeed them. Initially, I used to have this policy of, in fact, to be honest with you, since I started this farm, I've never done force
crossing.
What do you call it?
Force feeding.
Force feeding. I have never. And I don't know. I just have this. It's not that I can't do it. Yeah. I can, but for me, I feel like if I'm going to get a stock, right? Especially if I'm doing a breeding stock, yeah, I need to make sure that whatever I'm giving out, that rabbit
has a good trade
and can take care of the baby on its own. So what if you give it to a farmer, a newbie farmer that do not know how to, force feed? Then that means the rabbit will give birth and may not take care of the baby and then die. And then you're giving a trait. You're giving that farmer a trait in the farm that shouldn't be there in the first place. So that's why I have since I've started my farm, I've force crossed, but I've never force feed.
Okay.
I've never force.
So I want you to explain to them, for those people who don't know.
Yes.
What is force feeding?
So force feeding is basically exactly what it is. You interfering, basically coming to assist the mother to feed the baby. So there are various methods. Some use the box. Some have a force feeding box where they put the baby on the box, and then they put the mother on the box and put the baby under, so that the babies they would suck from the mother. While some would have to hold the mother by the side, maybe put the mother by the side and then allow the baby to breastfeed. So that is you force feeding. You basically, but sometimes some people, I feel like I have a mentee. She got a rabbit from my and a rabbit just gave birth to 6. And then she called me and she was like, "Look, I've not seen this rabbit feeding
the baby.
Are you sure this?" I said, "Calm down. It's up to 24 hours when she gave birth. Is their stomach round? Hey, their stomach is round." But I'm not. I said, "Don't worry. Rabbits usually feed at night when probably you are sleeping. That's when everywhere is calm. So there's no need for you to worry. As long as the babies, they are active, their stomach is round, she's doing her job. I don't like interfering. Even when they give birth, sometimes I don't even interfere. I just leave them wherever they just give birth. Just allow them to be there. So that's, every farm has its own practice. This one is not yet. It's not yet breeding. It's 4 months, just the same time, the same age with this one. Yeah. But we're keeping them for our own breeding stock.
Where is the biggest rabbit in this farm?
My biggest rabbit. I think this one's.
Okay.
This.
Can we see the size?
This one's
Wow.
These ones are big. This one too is very big, but this one just we just sold the baby. It's the same. It's a sister with this. It's a sister with this.
I like the way you made the shade in this place.
Okay.
So it's like shading the rabbits. They don't have direct sunlight.
No, they don't. They don't. This tree helps. So this tree, we planted this tree to give some shade. So this one, this, and this. These are our biggest. These ones are our biggest rabbit. That's the does.
Yeah,
they are the biggest, and they give birth to big little babies. They do give birth to big babies.
Oh, wow.
So this one is pregnant. This one is pregnant. This one is pregnant. This one I've littered. This one is pregnant. That one I've not littered. This one we've not yet crossed this one because I usually give about 2 to 3 weeks rest. So this one is currently resting. When she's fine, she'll be as big as this one.
Yeah.
And that's when I cross.
So farming these rabbits in your backyard, basically. Yeah. What's your daily routine like when you wake up in the morning from your house? You're just heading out to your farm directly. Or how is it?
Yeah. Okay. Usually I have someone my boy who does their cleaning, but he cleans it every day. Every day he cleans the rabbits, and again I also instructed him to make sure that whenever there's any leftover, he discharges them.
Okay, if there's leftover feed,
he discharges them. He don't put new feed on leftovers, because what I observe is that, and that is one of the causes of, from my own observation, one of the things that usually leads to sickness in rabbit is that when you keep topping up, you will see the rabbit are very smart. They will only be eating the newer feed and be keeping then they'll be leaving the older ones. So what happens is that the older ones will start getting mold. They'll be starting building mold, and that now give room for parasite and various fungi stuff. You see, even if you just one day, just take your time. If you're a rabbit farmer, if you are topping, just go there and look at it. You will see it's even be black. It will be black. It's not even. So that is usually what causes the problem, because sometimes when they eat and get there and they eat those stuff, that's what causes them having diarrhea, causes them having coccidiosis. So I made sure the instruction I give to my boys: listen, in the morning, give them the enough feed that they can feed for the day.
Yeah.
If there's any little that is remaining, discharge it. So that's what we've been doing, and we've not been having mortality in our farm. This is my backyard. Previously, if people watch my video would see that this used to be my garden. I used to have garden where my rabbits used to come and play. But the economy, like I said, the economy is biting, and you just need to be innovative and try to use whatever space you can, right? So look at this small space. I was able to plant my tomato. This is my tomato, and this is my first time planting it. So it's not like as if I'm an expert in this. There's a tomato farm that has extra. So I never paid for this tomato. They had extra. They have extra. What do you call it? Nursery. So they have an extra nursery, and they were like, okay. So I went to them and said, "See, can I get some?" They said, "Okay, cool." So they gave me some of those their nursery, and I came here and planted it. And I have never applied the conventional fertilizer. All I use is the rabbit the rabbit litter. That's their droppings, and the rabbit urine. I can tell you, the rabbit urine is excellent. Is very, very, very rich. In fact, I'm going to share a document that a research that was done in Kenya that the rabbit urine itself is richer than the conventional fertilizer. I'm going to share that article with you. So and look at the results. These are my tomatoes. You can see they're already fruiting. They very soon would harvest that. You understand? So and this in itself at least could save you a bit of cost. And these tomatoes are not just it's not just that it's saving you cost, but at the same time, it's also in terms of the nutrient, because this is organic, pure organic. In terms, this is no preservative, none. You just harvest here, you go, and you go into your kitchen, So for me, it's all about, utilizing your space. So if you have a space, this is very small space.
Yeah.
You have a space. I'm not an expert in tomato. This is my first time. I just planted it. You can see they're all flowering. Look at the tomatoes. So I'm not an expert. Anyone can do it. All I did was just go to someone who had extra nursery and say, can I get some? And they gave me some, and I planted, and look at the tomatoes. So it's all about so this is a way where your rabbit itself is still benefiting you as well. The urine, the droppings, you are still using it to farm. I also give it out, though you sell it. We sell the urine and the dropping, but occasionally, yes, I sell the urine and the dropping, but sometimes I give it for free to my neighbors, because that's one way of giving back to society. And I'm telling you, most of the people I give it to for free, they always come back. I say that dropping is, and let me tell you, the rabbit dropping is cold manure. So it's not like the chicken dropping, which is hot manure. So you can't apply the chicken dropping directly to the crop. Because it's hot. You need to, that's why if you
before spread it out.
Yes, they need to keep it first and keep it for a while. Sure, if you want to plant tomato, they can keep it for 2 weeks before they will then mix it with the sand and wait again before they plant the tomato. But with the rabbit dropping, you can take it immediately from the farm directly, and it won't burn the tomato. It will be
so
fine.
far the tomato are looking good.
Yeah, they're okay. They're all fine.
How old are the tomatoes?
This is 2 months plus. 2 months plus. Look at them. Come and see them. Look at. You can come and see the tomatoes.
Oh wow!
These are the tomatoes. These are the tomatoes. This tomato, look at some inside. And this is the first time you can see some of them flowering as well.
Yeah.
Look at this one there.
So, a lot of people are watching you right now, and they are inspired by your story. If there is one thing you would want to tell people out there about farming in general, or about life, what would that be? Maybe the young people.
Okay. A good one, good question. First of all, the economy is biting. That's the truth, especially in Nigeria here. And a lot of young people are looking for direction, looking for something to do, whether graduate or not. I really want to recommend them to consider farming, even if it is just a part-time, really consider it, because farming can be lucrative, depending on what aspect of farming they want to go into. I remember I did a video I talked about water leaf farming, and how someone can start water leaf farming, with little or nothing, and I've seen a lot of people have reached out to me on that video asking, okay, how can they get the water leaf stem? How can they go about it? Young people as well. So even rabbit farming, you don't need much to start rabbit farming. You don't need much. You can even start with even one doe. You can start with one doe. Maybe
when you say doe, you mean the female?
The female, yeah. You can start with one female. You can get with how much is one female. One female can be a good doe could go for maybe very good breed could go for maybe around 15 to 30,000 or 35,000, depending on the breed and the farmer. And if you start that, if you get a farm around you, and you could take your doe there and get it crossed, and you've started doe, you literally started. And before you know what is happening, like as I said earlier on, rabbit are prolific animal. One rabbit can potentially give you up to 50, rabbit in a year. So you see, you can start there, and let's assume now that rabbit give you, maybe on the first liter, it gives you 5. You know, and you're able to replicate that. That means you have 5 rabbits now, and before you know what is happening, you could be having like 25 rabbits in your farm. And you know, before you know what is happening, you have a farm like this.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that is, no, let me give you an example. Let's just run the number.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a small farm like this, a farm that we have like this, which is 25 dough units. That 25 dough units, if you're going to divide them into 2, let's say 12 dough liters for you this month. And let's assume that 12 dough liters an average of 5.
Yeah.
That gives you 60, let's say 60 rabbits.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say that 60, let's assume now that you have, maybe, let's say worst come to worst, you have 10 of them that died as a result of mortality. You have 50. And that 50, if you are selling a winner, the least you can say the winner will be 5,000. 5,000 times 50, that's 250,000 naira. You see, and you're a young person at home that do not have a job. You see, you are not creating a job for yourself. And the good part is that nobody can fire you from that. It's yours. You know, it's yours. You own it. But you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't work for someone, but I'm just saying that you own it. That is yours. So my advice really is, you know, have options. Even if you are a civil servant, you are doing something. I'm working full time for an IT company. You understand? But this is an extra source of income. And with this economy, my brother, you have to have various sources of income.
You can't depend on
you can't depend on one, because in my company, I could be fired tomorrow. It's not mine. Someone owns it. The person can say, listen, I don't want to service anymore, right? So what then do I fall back on, right? So that's why it's important to at least have something going, have something to go in. You know, my just advice to young people is, in this difficult economy and stuff, that they shouldn't despair. You know, try and do something for yourself that you own. You know, that you can see. Like, I love seeing things come to life. That is why I move into this agriculture thing, because I love it. It gives me so much joy, you know. So yes, my advice is, consider rabbitry, consider any other form of agriculture that you have interest in. And the truth is that the population of Nigeria is growing. You know, people are going to eat. And if I'm going to tell you this, I think in the next couple of years to come, some of the richest people in this country will be farmers. In the next couple of years to come, because no matter how bad things are, you know, people will eat. You know, people will eat, and the only thing is that farmers need government support. You know, government needs to find a way to come in, subsidize farmers, especially in the feed, because the high cost of feed. In fact, I remember the video I did on my channel on how to save cost. I was watching that video recently and I was laughing. The cost of the Ultima Super Starter then was, I think it was 13,000 or 14,000 or 15,000 there. Now that same feed is going for almost 24,000. So you see, so that is it. That is the problem. There's a high cost of feed, but my own advice is that, you know, young people should really, really consider agriculture as an extra source of income, or even want to go into it full time. You know, it can pay. So these are my growers. This, I don't know if people have watched my YouTube video, they will see where I made mention of Shemo. Okay. So unfortunately, Shemo is in the stomach. So we haven't seen Shemo, you know. But this is Shemo's children. So this one, that's why it's always good for you to have a backup. you always have a backup.
So you're keeping them to replace Chemo.
Yes, to replace Chemo. So these guys will be ready to start mating maybe next year. Because some people already will start using this rabbit, but I don't use that. I use them at least I leave my buck to reach around 8 months before I start using them. Yeah, so these ones by next year, January, February, they should be around 8 months. Then they will be due to be crossed. This one is also part of the next breeding stock that I have. But all these ones are for sales. They are the ad growers.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who heard him saying, talking about his YouTube channel, talking about Chemo and all. So he also runs a YouTube channel where he teaches people about farming also, mostly rabbit farming.
Yes.
As you can see, he's very, very knowledgeable about it. So if you want to learn rabbit farming, you can also check out his channel where you're going to be seeing his videos about rabbits and him teaching you how to become a successful rabbit farmer, how to grow these animals and become successful. So I'm going to be linking his channel down in the description box. I'm going to be linking it down in the comment section also, so you can check it out. And also his contact details is also going to be there. Everything for you to be able to reach out to him. Just check the description box or the comment section. I'm going to put all of them there. So Mr. Innocent, thank you.
That's great.
It's nice meeting you once again.
Same here.